to have guns and ammo so that it isn't a popular thing in the culture. The globalists, this is so key, then we're going to your calls. I want everyone to listen up and listen up good, because when I'm cogitating, when I'm calm, driving on a road trip and really think about how to beat the enemy, I know how to beat them. It's common sense, it's history. Culture beats culture. Velvet Revolution beats their system. We have a culture that's powerful, that's sexy, that's God-given, that has prowess, that is common sense, that is empowering. And a gun culture with men and women together hunting and shooting and defending and killing criminals when they come in your house and standing up and taking our streets back, and the prosperity that comes with it is so empowering. They want to drive up prices simply so that the general public can't exercise in it and can't be part of it, because so many liberals are getting deprogrammed and are getting the gun bug and are, I mean, you go down to Austin, the mega city, most popular for LA trendies and others and New York trendies to flee their collapsing globalist compounds. You go and it's liberals buying guns. It's liberals wearing blue jeans and cutoff shirts and driving Ford pickup trucks. It's liberals going and literally bringing back country dancing, two-stepping, and basically modern square dancing at all the new hot clubs in Austin. You go to these things, there's like 500 people, women, men, dancing, black, white, old, young, doesn't matter, and they're absolutely adopting Americana hillbilly culture. The globalists are panicking right now, trying to teach 5-year-olds how to engage in oral sex, trying to inject trannies into the bathroom to freak everybody out and cause a fake debate while we're all being robbed. And meanwhile, the liberals are finding Excalibur. They're finding that a free man has a gun. They're finding what it's all about. The women want it. And so that manly culture, John Wayne and 707 horsepower cars, is coming back, and it threatens the New World Order, and it's culture that we've got 1776 that trumps them. We got the ace of spades. We've got a fistful of aces if we just play them. Let's go back to that one caller. And then we go to break. I promise I'll get to everybody. Indigo Kid, you've got the floor here to take us out to break.
Thanks, Alex. Well, I'm a life coach. I have a exercise here people can do. In the left-hand column, you write entitlement. That's the title of the left-hand column. And in the right-hand column, you title it gratitude. So under entitlement, you write self-esteem, and diametrically opposed to that under gratitude is self-compassion. Those are really different ideas people should research. Also under entitlement, you have destructive narcissism, which is the opposite of healthy narcissism, which is kind of a dumb term, but you can look it up on Wikipedia. Basically, Western innovation has been pushed by healthy narcissism. And under entitlement, you also have relative truth, which diametrically opposes absolute truth. As you know, Alex, the relative truth movement basically says, I'm trendy, therefore, if Muslims want to rape kids, radical Muslims, then that's their business, where absolute truth says that's absolutely not the case. And finally, fatalism diametrically opposes karmic principles. So those are just terms that people can look up, but it's all the same thing. Entitlement, that's left-hand magic. In the Judeo-Christian sense, gratitude, right-hand magic. There's thousands of ways to look at it, really.
Well, I mean, listen, when I get into the trendies, getting into wearing checkered shirts and blue jeans and cowboy boots and buying guns, that scares the system. Because if guns become trendy, which they have, all the top shows on TV were gun shows, you notice they all kind of got removed the last year. All these shooting shows got canceled, even though they had top ratings, because we're winning. David Knight, I mean, do you agree with that statement?
I agree. I think we're winning the information war, but I also agree with what you were saying, that the attack is not just on removing our ammunition, it's on making us poor so that we can't resist what they're doing. And that kind of stratification, Alex, we had a story on Infowars.com earlier today. 95% of new homes are being built for the rich and for the poor.
That's
not
right.
Middle-class homes. So it's these two extremes, eliminating the middle class, which is what the people who want to control you, the people who are authoritarians, the people who are socialists, they hate the middle class, the bourgeoisie, as they call it. And they're eliminating that, and you can see that right now in the people that can afford to have homes. Of course, the poor homes are being bought for them. They want everybody to be poor and dependent on this small elite ruling class.
Absolutely criminal. It's called slavery. It's called domestication. It's called bondage. The middle class is the ladder for the poor people to innovate. It's the Renaissance engine. Everyone knows it. But notice all the snot-nosed criticisms in media of the nuclear family and how 3 meals a day is racist. No, cutting off Africa's food is racist. We're going to expose it all. We're going right to your calls, straight ahead on the other side of the break. It's the fight for the Second Amendment.
Why use dial-up when you can use broadband? Why travel with this when you can use this? And why would anyone use colloidal or ionic silver when you can use supernatural silver? Supernatural silver is state-of-the-art, and it's been clinically proven to be several hundred times more effective than those other silvers. It's powerful enough to protect you and your family from the threat of deadly viruses, bacteria, and fungus. But it's so safe that it can be used internally or topically. And you'll never again deal with the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics. Hundreds of scientific studies by independent universities, hospitals, and research institutions have all shown supernatural silver is a powerful weapon in the fight against invading pathogens. Supernatural silver is a must-have for your arsenal. Go to supernaturalsilver.com today and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Harvest Right, the makers of the only in-home freeze dryer, would like to present to you their greenhouses that double as emergency shelters. Their greenhouses simply snap together, no tools needed. As a greenhouse, it will stand for decades. It's incredibly strong, long-lasting, and it can be quickly put up or taken down. It is also ideal when used as an emergency shelter. Learn more about this great greenhouse and the money you can save over the big box store prices at HarvestRight.com. That's HarvestRight.com.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
The tendency to get so wound up when they're attacking the borders, our sovereignty, our children, the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment or abortion issue, I just go off the chart. So people have been holding. We haven't gotten but to 2 callers. We're going to now neurotically, I promise, go to call after call to get your take on how do we defend the Second Amendment? What's the next big shoe to drop? Am I being hysterical about Obama becoming a dictator and just power grabbing everything? I mean, I'm not. But so what do we do? Do we abandon ship? It's a global government. There's nowhere to run. Do we have a civil war with these people? They're going to blow stuff up and frame us. I mean, we're going to probably have one whether we want one or not. I mean, it's just we're in the hands of criminals. David Knight's co-hosting from Austin, Texas with us. I'll be back tomorrow co-hosting the whole 3 hours. And then I'm taking off Thursday and back in studio Friday. Again, David Knight doing a great job. I wanted to take my kids down on the Texas coast for a few days so they could do some deep sea fishing. And so I'm enjoying the rainy Texas coast right now, but still on the job because wild horses couldn't drag me away. Antoine in California, thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is Antoine. Can you hear me, Alex?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Alex? Okay, yeah. So I wanted to talk about how the dictatorship and the censorship and all of this is because I think that we are, like you say, a mass awakening is about to happen. So I think it'll really hit the pay dirt once this election starts and these debates start. I think that they're really, really afraid of these debates. I think once these debates start, they're going to start talking, and you're going to start hearing all these bad news and conspiracies about Clinton and the Republicans. Is all going to hit the dirt. It's going to hit the mainstream because it's going to be the talking point. So I think they might nuke us. They might buy a weapon. They might weather weapon. They might start a war with Russia. Whatever it is, this is one of the worst debated about presidents. Debates for presidents I've ever seen. There should be.
I think it's what David said earlier. David Knight pointed out that it's interagency fighting is a bad thing, but it's also a good thing. Separation of powers, even though they've gotten rid of separation of powers with the legislative, executive, judicial, there's still a natural infighting within the agencies themselves. That was the genius of what the founders set up, that they're too busy fighting with each other to ever get their act together to take over. But they're still kind of doing it. That's a really great point. Thank you so much, Antoine. Yeah, this election's coming up, and they usually don't like dirt to come out, but some of the dirt will come out as different agencies and different candidates flame each other. David Knight.
I don't know. I hope so, Alex. I mean, we've seen all these revelations about what the NSA is doing. People got very angry about it. Have we seen them camping out on people's offices? Have we seen any changes being proposed? No, people are getting used to it. They're accepting it. They're saying, yeah, of course, they're watching us. You know, just yesterday, Apple came out with a new wristwatch. It's going to be an accessory to your iPhone. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to watch you. It's going to push this idea that it's going to be monitoring your biometrics. It's a healthy thing.
That's how they mainline it. They go over the top to the power of 10, where we're not spying on anything. And yeah, absolutely, the watch knows where you go, your heartbeat, what you eat, what you do. It tracks you. It keeps a database. All the TVs are watching you. You're in a free country, but Alex Jones is a kook, and don't listen to Infowars.com. Absolutely, David.
You know, there's another article that was up on Drudge Report today about new memories being implanted in mice while they sleep. And it starts out, sleeping minds prepare to be hacked. This is an experiment, Alex, they did in Paris, France. And, of course, we've seen the DARPA funding this same type of research, saying that they want to remove bad memories from people. We want to help the troops with PTSD. That's not the way it's going to be used. It's going to be used against political opponents, against enemies of the state.
You're absolutely right. Let's jam in another call here. Thank you, Antoine. Let's go ahead and talk to Dylan in Texas. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. God bless you, and thank you for everything you're doing. Real quickly, one of two things I think what we're going to have to do is there's going to have to be basically a constitutional take-back of our rights at the White House, meaning there's going to have to be, you know, some quite number of gathering of people, and we're going to have to basically throw these people out of office as a collective and agree upon the people that we want to in place immediately if we're actually serious about doing anything and actually want to get anything done. Second point, the economic collapse. I know I noticed you used the frog in the boiling pot example. And that's exactly right. That's what we're seeing right now in the stock market. For a week straight now, everything's been going down. But we've been seeing real heavy moves to everything, stocks into Europe and other corporations that are now starting to shift and move away from us. So it's pretty much exactly how you explain that.
Well, remember, the globalists pretty much are foreign, pretty much European. And they've been in alliance with China, and they're totally selling us out. They'll probably break that alliance later, but they're basically all ganged up on Russia right now. And that doesn't mean that Russia are angel cakes. It just means they're not offensive. They're being ganged up on because they're seen as the weakest. But the Russians always get seen as the weakest by Hitler, Napoleon, you name it, and they find out that's not the case. Because the Russians only seem to get up and get fighting once they're cornered. We'll be back with more calls. Thank you, caller. Great points, Dylan.
We're on the march. The empire's on the